My name is Babalwa Latsha. I'm a South African women's rugby player and the very first woman in Africa to play pro rugby. From where I'm from, it's somewhat of an anomaly that you find a young black girl from the township playing rugby. So along the way, I'd had to sort of break the mold and try to normalize that. Some of the obstacles that I faced was, just trying to get, the sport acceptable. It's not really as rife as it should be in the townships. More specifically, because I'm a woman who, participates in a male-dominated sport, there are certain stereotypes attached to that. There still are. And, I think it's very important that we try to break through those. It takes a big effort to sort of drive that message constantly that, in fact, women can play rugby specifically. We can do it. It's got nothing to do with our gender, really. I believe that rugby has no gender. It's for everyone. I have been stereotyped many times before. In all honesty, in the beginning when I was younger, it frustrated me, first of all. And there was a level of sadness to it as well. Because at the time, I just couldn't understand, why anyone would see me other than the person that I am. Surprisingly, it would come a lot, the stereotyping that is, would come a lot from other females. They have this idea of what a woman should look like. You're meant to be feminine, you speak softly, perhaps not even as assertive. It also comes from the guys as well. A lot of men think that being strong and muscular is unattractive. And I think for me that stems primarily from the fact that women are largely sexualized. That includes women athletes as well. So we constantly scrutinized and viewed through the lens of what is attractive mainly to males. So when you're then different, you don't look the part, that comes with a lot of negativity. There are so many boxes that we are literally forced by society to fit into. And all of those boxes are boxes that we've constructed for ourselves and have been conditioned from a very early age to think that it's fine. Gender is linked with sexuality. And for the mere fact that we still find people who are largely homophobic stems primarily to the fact that, we've been pushed into these boxes. Once you deviate from what is considered to be normal, then everyone throws their toys out of the cots. And I think that that needs to change. I think the world can support women in sport by, first of all, seeing them for who they are, phenomenal athletes. That's where it begins. Doing away with the gender, I think. So from there, we can then acknowledge the fact that, women's sport exists and it's absolutely phenomenal. In order for us to get anywhere, it's important that we, first of all, see it, talk about it, normalize it, switch on your television, and there it is. Women's sport is everywhere, just like the men are. Another thing, desexualizing women's sport can help a lot. The main thing is that we be seen purely as athletes and nothing else. There shouldn't be certain aspects attached to a female athlete, that you must wear a short skirt when you play tennis, or you should wear this and that. So just viewing athletes for the ability, and for what they bring to the sports pitch and to that particular sport as a whole is very important. I feel that we need to change the way that we raise children, because what we tell them at home is what they exhibit in the world. So if you teach your child to be racist, you teach them to be homophobic, they'll grow to be homophobic and racist adults. And it's very difficult to then, at a later stage, dismantle all of that. Charity begins at home. Teach your kids that, hey, it's okay if you see someone who's different. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. You're different. That's okay too, So, yeah, I think it has to start at grassroots level. Talk about it in primary schools as well. Educate kids that, hey, so what if you're a boy and you like playing netball? It's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that, you see, so, yeah.